well as, our partners, our colleagues, everybody that took the time to be here this evening, friends as well. A special welcome to Machel Montano. I feel like when this was given to me, I don't know if I have enough words to tell him welcome, because again, what he has done for us, I grew up watching him. We continue to watch him from time to time. And I will say this over and over again. We are in the presence of greatness. 12-time road match champion. Of course, his hard-working team behind him. And I always say things don't happen just so. Of course, there's an entire team, his family that's behind him. And we're so blessed also to be in their presence. We have Che Kotari, CEO of Monk Music, Machel's manager, Andre Jeffers, co-founder of Perception Management, Mevon Sudeen, known as Explicit Mevon, Kyle Phillips of Bajan Republic. And again, I want to say a special welcome to his wife and his mother, because I know you all are the pillars behind him as well. Not once have we taken, the team for granted that would have, been a part of this success. Today, bmobile proudly celebrates defining cultural milestone, Machel Montano's historic 12th road match victory. This is more than a record. It's a statement of sustained greatness. 12. We don't even have enough fingers. 12 road match titles. So we think about Lord Kitchener, his greatness, that benchmark, and of course, Machel being able to supersede that. Records are meant to be broken. So today, speaking about network and everything, it's a great partnership also for bmobile to be here. And of course, we will be introducing now the CEO of TSTT, acting CEO, Keno Cox, to the table. He will be followed by Kyle Phillips, also known as Bajan Republic, one of the producers. Che Kotari, CEO of Monk Music, and Machel's manager. You've seen him around. Andre Jeffers, co-founder of Perception Management. Mevon Sudeen, also known as Explicit Mevon. And the man we've all been waiting for, Machel Montano. Welcome. So gentlemen, are you all ready? Because you're in the hot spot. Everybody wants to hear from you. We're going to start with the acting CEO of TSTT, Keno Cox, to begin his remarks.
Thank you, Mariah, and good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the bmobile family, I want to say a warm welcome to you. Everyone is viewing online, Trinidad and Tobago. I just want to say we give them performance. Machel, congratulations, historical occasion for all of us. At bmobile, we're very proud to partner with Machel. When we started this journey, Che and I had some discussions, and just to see greatness up close is very inspiring. Of course, as a corporate entity, every day we strive for greatness. We practice and we practice. On a big day, we expect perfection. Machel, what he has done over his career, is done a show of perfection. And to know that we see today the embodiment of hard work, dedication, and performance, it's so apt that Encore won the road match to make it historic, 12 road matches. So I say congrats, Machel, and we are proud to partner with you. We are sharing your glory, we're sharing your achievement. And as your partner and your network and technology provider, we are saying you give them performance and we're going to give you performance. Thank you so much and all the best.
Che, a few words from you? Do you have anything? You have been, and I'm putting you on the spot because you look very surprised, but we do have questions. I mean, you're on the panel, and you have been the man that has been putting in the work behind the scenes. Just how did you feel yesterday when it was announced that Machel had broken this record? Talk to us.
Greetings, everyone. How did it feel yesterday? When I found out at noon that the announcement would be made, first thing I did is I ran upstairs because I knew Machel would be watching it on television. And I found him there with his mother, Elizabeth Montano, watching the results. And when they said second place went to voice, we obviously knew it was Machel who took the 12th Road March, and it was a big sense of joy. It was a culmination of, from the very first time I met him, watching him on stage deliver a performance that I've never seen any other human being deliver, to a level of, how do you describe a Machel performance? I don't even know if you can. It's like he brings ecstasy into the environment. He acts like an alchemist, changing the very molecular structure that is surrounding all of us, and builds a kind of communal energy. And this song and this team here that produced this song did that again and again and again and again. And we're standing here today. So it was a real sense of joy. I'm just so proud of the work that he puts in. I have the opportunity to have a glimpse into what he does every single day, how much hard work he puts in. Out of everyone on our team, I'm so proud of the entire team, but he is the one that doesn't miss anything. Every appointment with the stylist, every appointment with the music producer, recording dubs till the very last day, rehearsals, etc., etc., etc. Since November, this journey started when he started recording this song, and it's been relentless schedule since. And one day you'll see that story unfold, and we'll share the full, true journey of what Machel has done with this creation and the process. But yeah, overwhelming feeling of joy and celebration, and kind of a completion in a way. You know, 12 is a great number to complete.
Yeah, and I know how hard you and the team worked. One of the things I tend to believe in is, people always see the finished product. It's like one of those 4x4, the race. And then, of course, Machel has the last leg of that race. So he's the finishing product. So I'm going to leave him for last. I'm going to move to Mavon, because, Mavon, you also got the chance to work with him, right? And, I mean, he said it himself, he is very spontaneous. You never know what's coming from him. Today he might be high. Tomorrow, I've listened to so many interviews from him. What was your experience like working with him? And it's okay if he's sitting next to you. You can share.
I mean, I've had the pleasure of working with Machel for numerous songs that I've did with him, and every experience has been different. Just when you think that he has reached his full capacity of perfection, he surprises me, and out. he just beats himself every single time, because it started with Like Yourself for me, then Party, and this year was the encore, and I didn't even know a human being could work this hard, and as she was saying, it started from the studio to the demos to the marketing to on stage to preparing for on stage to doing dubs, strategy. It was a full performance. He definitely gave it his all, and it is truly inspiring to see somebody who is a legend in the game, if not the GOAT, putting in that amount of effort and energy when he doesn't need to. He have nothing to prove to anybody at this point in time. But seeing that level of dedication and perfectionism is just truly inspiring, honestly. And truly.
I have a follow-up. Did you ever feel like it was not going to happen? Like, at any point in time? Honestly.
Of course. There was some shadow of a doubt at certain points in the campaign. I call it a campaign.
Yeah.
Because it felt like a campaign. There were moments where we felt kind of down. But as Machel, being the strong-minded person, he was leading the team, and he was like, fellas, no, the lights might dim, but we had to put it back on, and we had to put in the work. So definitely when the team started to feel a little bit of pressure, he was definitely reassuring and showing us that, no, we getting this.
And so you did. Yeah. So this one, Andre, for you, also a part of the team. And again, I just, want to reiterate, it's a blessing to hear from you guys who would have made this possible. Songwriter and producer. So this song, the words for me, and I was sending it to my sister because she's an athlete. She plays for West Indies. And I'm like, every time you go out, you need to get them performance. And I'm telling her the words. And I'm sending her all these interviews and saying things like, he speaks about the work that happens behind the scenes, right? And the things that people don't see. And I feel like some people miss the message, and there's such a deep message. So you are the right man to talk to us about that message.
Sure. It's a lot of messages, kind of very, very layered. I think after party last year, as I was thinking through not putting pressure on myself to try to quote unquote, top party, I knew that I would have to sort of pivot to try to reach greatness in a different way. I think with party, the group, one of the greatness in party was around just the general relatability to everyone. And I think here I wanted to test the boundary a bit more to see, to what extent can you be layered and a bit complex in a road march song, but also have simplicity in it, have enough depth that the intellectuals can have a field day and do their dissertations, and you saw a lot of those come online, but also that the average man could understand the concept of, in its most simple form, chasing greatness and giving them performance every single time. And I think the message penetrated at different points to different people. And part of that difficulty in the journey was getting that message across to those that it didn't initially hit. And so while people may, have said, Machel and everything and so on, we knew very clearly that once the message sank, that there would be no stopping the song. And so we won't focus left or right on any other song or competitor. It was around how do we execute this song and this message as best as we can across the talents of not just the team you're seeing here, but the very significant support team across all the functions that Machel has. So, the message means different things to different people, and one of these days we'll do a full disposition on that. But, I'm happy that by Carnival Tuesday, you saw everyone sort of grasping onto some piece of the message that resonated with them.
Yeah, and you speak about the message. A lot of people saying that the team was pushing the message hard. Machel, in one of his recent interviews, said, yeah, everything I do is strategic. Like, of course. That message, now that it's done and dusted, and you said you're going to do that disposition to explain the different angles, but do you feel like where you wanted to hit, you got that target audience?
I think so, because the target was really everyone. And while there are subplots within the song, as I was constructing it, the first part that I got was actually the first few lines. Usually I get a chorus or something. So I'm searching and trying to feel my way into a theme. Because once I have the theme that I think is big enough, then the rest writes itself. So Showtime in 5, that we started, is that the bass on the truck very hard. Like, whoo, wow, that's a good start, boy.
Yeah.
Where are we going from here? Stage
But
fright.
where are you writing these songs? Like, I'm trying to get in your brain.
I'm walking around Nelson Mandela Park on an evening with Mavon's and Kyle's beat in my ears, and I am singing in full set.
So if we see you at Nelson Mandela, something is happening.
And I'm jumping, my hand waving. So it's me singing to
Machel,
myself.
he might be working for somebody. What if it's not you? I have to disturb him.
Exactly. So it's me singing to myself and figuring out what sticks. And then when it sticks, it sticks. I don't have to write. Like, I only write the song when Machel and Shea say, send me the lyrics. I'm like, all right, let me type it together.
Okay.
And so I'm searching for a theme. I was like, stage fright? That's kind of cool, but how big can that be? And when I got the encore, the subplots came. And I think, again, at the core, the message around the challenge in front of you, the initial nervousness and trepidation, the wariness that can come from having to beat the last performance, but understanding that you're equipped with the stamina and everything you need for this long journey to come to the point that the people want more.
Yeah.
And the people in different people's lives may be different. It may be the family that is depending on you to show up every day to work.
Yeah.
And so you have to give them performance every single day. It may be the audience who feeds from your energy, in the case of someone like Machel. And so it's about everyone has somebody depending on them to show up as their best selves every day.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Everybody who's depending.
And so I think the message started resonating in that last week from Monday Madness come down the road, and people got it. And I think they will continue to peel back the layers on the others and see where it's applicable.
I mean, it even works for me. Every time I read the news now, I'm like, well, what if this is your last? It has to be your best, eh? So it has been working. I can say that. We're going to move on to Kyle now, because Kyle as well, you had a very, very big role. And maybe you can share with us, how was it for you, that experience? I mean, it was a lot of pace coming down to the end. You were everywhere.
I don't know how Machel did it, because he would be messaging me things to do whilst I'm seeing him on stage. And
What?
I didn't understand how that was happening. I'm watching
Maybe
him on a
mom or
stream.
his wife was texting. I doubt.
I think the messages were delayed or something, because I would watch him on stream and be getting messages of, nah, move this, change this part. And I'd be like, well, how is this happening? You are performing? But yeah, I don't know how he did it, but his work ethic was insane. But we all had to be on top of it with him. So when he calls, you answer. Maybe the second call, but you answer and you're ready to go with whatever he needs for the entirety of this campaign. Because I think everybody fired at their strongest for this entire month of this song to get us where we are now. But I think he was the workhorse that dealt with everything. He was the jockey, that ride that everybody was behind supporting.
What about him that makes you all want to support him? Like, why not somebody else?
Yeah, as Mevon say, he is the GOAT. He inspires us. As Mevon say, when we were down, there was a period where everybody dropped their head at different points. And he called a meeting and say, yo, even if we go in and lose, we're not going and lose, but even if we go in and lose, let we work hard, let we give our best to this journey. You don't want to lose and say, well, we had give up, and no. Let we work hard, let's do this to the best we can.
Can we say something about why Machel? You know, you could be the best artist and paint the best portraits and have it sit in your basement, and nobody will see it but yourself. You know, when I look at the last 2 years, the art that we would have created and the heights that Machel has put it, I mean, I leave one workplace on a daily basis, go around the bend and see Encore, though it's the album cover, but see the cover art for my song up on the billboard. It was up in Times Square earlier this year. It was, I mean, when you look at the level of emotional, financial, physical investment in getting the art up and out, what more can an artist or creative want from the person representing it? And so to me, that more than anything else is what makes you want to come back over and over again.
Yeah, understand. Well, Machel, you heard from your team. Now I need a team like that. They're all in it for you, and that must make you feel a type of way, apart from the titles. And we all know titles are just numbers and records, but just to know that you have a team that did all of this just for you, the human being.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good question to start off. You know, my team is the universe. My team is the human race. My team is every living organism, including the stones, that you think not moving. Anything that is here is my team. Where two or more are gathered in my name, there too I am. The greatest point of our existence is collaboration, is relationship. Anytime I choose a team, I will choose the team that I'm given in front of me, and I will make that my team. Because there is something about being a team player. And the whole point of this afternoon for me resonates in two words: chasing greatness. Every human being wants to be the highest level of potential. Every human being wants to be their best. That is what life is about. And it is, I keep saying this every time I'm seen, it is everlasting, and it is infinite, and it is exponential, like an asymptote. Means it goes greater and greater and greater and greater, never touching the axis of completion. So you don't know what it could be. So my philosophy is anybody I come with, I sit down and pushing them to be greater than their last performance.
Yeah.
Because it is possible. That is what it means. You're only as good as your last performance doesn't mean this might be your last. It means your next performance, you can be greater. And the next one, you can be greater. And I have seen that in my life to now sit on top of a mountaintop with 12 road marches.
Yeah.
So chasing greatness means that just have the understanding that it's possible and then spread that to others. When they think they're tired, I'll let them know, you still have some more gas.
But then what keeps you going? Because don't you get tired too?
Yeah, but I have seen where the limits can be pushed, and it is limitless. I see Carl Lewis run a certain speed, And I live to see Usain Bolt run faster than that. And I will live to see other people beat that too. I understand that human potential keeps getting greater and greater. So I know that I could push myself. There's one time I used to sing power soca songs. I'll never forget this. In 1997, I wanted my band to sing Big Truck, Footsteps, this, back to back to back. And I used to try to sing these power soca songs, and I would run off to the side of the stage and throw up because I was just losing my energy. And then I realized, wait a minute, I'm doing like Paris Coutin. I really put in the energy in. When I shouldn't be doing that, I should kind of pretend like I'm putting it in. So it's like you take it a deep breath like this, and you could either talk and let out all, my name is, and then you'll be out of breath. Or you could take a deep breath and you could let out,
Yeah.
you could let out bits and pieces of it. It's just understanding how to function. And I understand how to function on a high level over a long period of time.
Yeah. And I know you would have impacted many artists, upcoming artists. You talk about, continuously giving back. People will say now that, you achieved this record. What's next? And what's next in the
Great.
sense that, you're going to impact these youngsters moving forward?
Great. Yeah, I don't know if you didn't plan this, but you're hitting my points, and I had to write down some stuff today because I really
Let me
have...
see those notes.
I have some things to address. So let's first start with my theme for today is chasing greatness. Because that is clearly what we set out to do. We're not playing around. This didn't happen by accident. We wasn't just trying. We were aiming head on for greatness. And that was clear to this entire team. 12 road matches. You know what it takes to break a 50-year record? To break a 50-year record, it took Kitchener 30 years, I understand, from 46 to 76 to reach 11. And it just took me 29 years to reach the 12. 1 year shy. I just talk about Usain Bolt and
Carl Lewis.
so somebody else, if you are chasing greatness, somebody's going to come along and chase this. And this is what chasing greatness looks like. This team, we were in this room in October of 2025 with bmobile. Don't forget, we was just about getting the prize money for Road March last year, and we tell all you this year it should be $1 million. $1 million, we said. I think we got a promise about that, because we said this is what Calypso is. Road March is like the highest order right now. Everybody in Trinidad and Tobago, in Jamaica, in New York is talking about the Road March. Like everybody knows what the Road March is. Some of them don't know the history. But, the real important part is about what... Let me talk about a few narratives I want to clear up. First of all, let me talk about retirement. Because everybody like to say, we just had a launch of the documentary. I said something, the first thing in the papers was Machel say he retired.
Yeah.
I did not say that. Retirement means death. You retire, you're dead. Well, not for public servants or whatever, but for me, right? For me, there is no level of retirement. When you get everything in life and you have everything, I keep saying that, the next best feeling is you have accomplished so much is what is needed. Is there young people over there that need help? Is there elders over there that need respect? Is there holes and voids in education and in poverty and in class to fill? That is where your life wants to live. I connected to life in a way that I like to do what is needed. So I like to inspire youths. Right now we said we are closing one chapter. We wanted to close this chapter with a sense of success, a sense of achievement, and a sense of authority. Now we can speak with authority today because we are sitting at the top of the mountain that we work very hard to get to. And if somebody wants to look up to us, you should trust that person who has the experience under the belt, because guess what? We want to launch a program that is now going to give all the secrets of what he does, what he does, what he does, what I do, what he do, what all of us do, marketing, distribution. We want to launch this program for young people to access. We now have the time where we're not really chasing to be the GOAT no more. Last year we had 11 with Kitchener, and it was clouded in controversy. It was almost like it was trying to be not recognized as a great moment. So we said, all right, let's push for another one. Again, we sitting down here with this one looking like it want to be about Bacchanal, and what happened and what happened. So let's address, I am not retiring. In 2020, I did not say I'm retiring. I said there will be no more Machel Monday.
Yeah.
There has not been a Machel Monday since there's a Monday Madness where Machel is the main performer. So people will say, they have this narrative, you say you're retiring and you're going to get your job, but you're coming back and you do like Jay-Z. And I never said I was retiring anywhere. I said I was taking time off to go to school, to learn about the education, the history of my music, which I did. I came back in the Calypso. I went in with Like Yourself in 2023 while still staying out. I was still contributing because I thought music was needed. It was necessary for me to go in the Calypso Monarch with my Calypso that I wrote in UTT because Chalkless and Dr. Utley said, Machel, you should enter this in the competition. I was invited. I was prompted to.
Yeah.
Look what happened. Look how it turned out for me. History was created. So, and if you go and watch my documentary this week, you will see a lot of my life is about that. Listen to what people suggest I do, and I just pick it up and go and do it, and great things start happening. So I don't know why people feel Machel so desperate, and he's a piper, and he wants to win this, and he's doing this. Let's deal with these things, right? I would really like to use this platform to address the younger generation. Because the journalists will do journalist work, and in this country, I'm not so sure, although don't take it personally, I'm not so sure it is well done. We've been very reflective and holding people accountable to what they say and really, really following up, right? But today I want to address the young and upcoming people and let them know that they must have a clear discernment of what is good, what is right, what is conscious. Because if you do the right things will happen. I am a living testament of that. I work with the young people. I listen to them. I work with multiple different people. I have 2 road marches with him. Now, Kyle, how much I have with you? 3. You have 2 now. Colonel Roberts, 4. Multiple different young people I have road marches with. So that 12 is not just about Machel Montano. Let's celebrate those young people who have goals and dreams too. Next year, they might dream of a three-peat. Because now they have 2 back-to-back.
Yeah.
They might need a three-peat, but not me. Somebody else they'll have to find. They could bring them and I could train them. Or if it's real good and it's easy.
I was about to say, so you say.
If it's real good and it's easy, because this year, oh my Lord, it was not easy. This was the hardest year I have ever seen. I think things were done in the open. Things that has been done in the dark were done in the open. Artists started to join up. They started to team up. They started to declare other people the winner before they even win. And here I am sitting down being the most experienced living road march contender, knowing what a road march is, and they doubted me. How? How could you cross this stage with a song that don't have the zest to make people come out of their body and go back to themselves? How? I wouldn't be too particular about its lyrics and the limitation of its lyrics as it regards to kids, to families, to whatever. I'm not going there. But I'm saying, they start to say, but Groovy could win Road March. Yes, Groovy did win Road March. David Rudder by Gill. DNA, well, before DNA, it's Shadow, Stranger. DNA, We Jamming Still, Like a Boss. But this wasn't under those songs.
Yeah.
Look at it carefully. If you look at it carefully, the CAT, it had certain elements you have to look at as a songwriter. I want my program, Songbridge, to teach young people, if you want to be great, you have to be knowledgeable. You have to know your skill. You have to have data. Data that will tell you this is how the organism behaves. This is what to expect. This is not a because your song big and it's popular and everybody's saying it's going to win Road March. Road March is not the most popular song. Voice had the most popular song for the carnival season with the biggest refrain. But it was not what was needed to go across the stage. And we understood that. Some people wanted it, but I knew on Tuesday morning they'll wake up and say, we're missing that thing, boy. We're missing that ramp and that security and that. We do this for a living.
Yeah.
So that is one narrative, right? And I want to say, let's get to the truck thing quick. Let me get to the truck thing because I hope all you recognize this. I was hoping that the journalists will, pull the old reports and papers and see that Is it only when Machel Montano win Road March that Road March have a bacchanal? Yes. It is only when I win. Like, well, mostly. Well, let's say I won Super had a little bacchanal and whatever. But most of the times, right? I am just saying that, last year it was that it was rigged and it wasn't this and we ain't going back and yet these people come and still end up coming back. If it's a rigged system, why partake in it? This is one of the most fairest things. There are some issues about the road march that could be, whether it's the DJs pushing what songs or the band leaders pushing what songs, or I see them now asking the public. But at the end of the day, that isn't everything. Those things get fizzled out when people really want to cross a stage and say, we ready for mass again. They want to exalt. Put it on a mask is about going beyond your physical body and communing with everybody as one body.
Yeah.
So, truck to truck to truck, there's a narrative. There is a certain media house that put out a clip of me in the savannah, and it was purported that I was jumping from truck to truck. Now, I have 11 road marches. I know the rules. I've never broken the rules. I am not a rule breaker. I am very meticulous about what I do, and I'm very conscious about my every move. Let's count it. Carnival Monday night, first of all, I have a long-standing relationship with Tribe. As part of the band, we have a business arrangement. I have trucks in Tribe. I have a truck. You would see it branded with Encore. That has happened for the last umpteen years. How much years, Jay? 4 years now. We have Melee. So we have a truck. We bring in celebrities. On Monday night, I crossed the stage with Tribe on my truck. Well, actually, no. I was on my truck, about to cross the stage with Tribe. But just like 2025, we went to truck number 1, which was Travis Will's truck, because you could sing on any truck.
Yeah.
We went to Travis Will's truck. It had the fire, it had the flames, it had the nice top, and it had more speakers than my truck, because my truck is for people. His truck is for music. So I went on there, and I sang on there just like I did in 2025. And then I came off of that truck and sat on my truck and purposely zipped my mouth, did not take any microphone, because I know the rules. You do not appear on one stage multiple times.
Right.
And we're going to break it down. I'll take it off the dome, because there were the years when Crazy and them used to stand up by the side of the stage and wait for the trucks and jump on the trucks and sing. And that is a bit unfair to do, because if they see Crazy and they want to see, encourage them to play a song. Okay, cool. That was Monday. Monday, we also called the owner of Tribe and we said, okay, so what is the schedule for tomorrow? Because we chasing greatness, we trying to win a road march. It
Correct.
means that we have to be seen singing that song with our branding on that Queen's Park Savannah stage. Monday and Tuesday. Not home cooking. We are on the road, performing for the people, defending our title, being seen as we promise. So he said to us, he said, boy, I don't know if Tribe will make it to the Queen's Park Savannah. By nighttime, we might make it to Soca Dome. Okay, he said, but Machel, you're free to go and sing with any one of the affiliated bands. Tribe, Lost Tribe, Bliss, Hearts. In the week, we have had calls from Hearts asking me, please, Machel, come and spend some amount of time and sing on our truck. Even if you don't sing in Hearts, just come online.
Yeah, show our face.
Show our face. Okay, so we decided, okay, well, who? Then we heard Lost Tribe is going downtown at 8:30. So we said, okay, let's go down there with Lost Tribe. Sunday night, I get a request from the mayor of Port of Spain to please come and sing downtown at some point. So I said, okay, that works out. Lost Tribe will sing downtown, because nobody's going downtown anymore. They're not getting any entertainment. Where the Argo newspaper used to hold the carnival downtown while the JC's up here in the Queen's Park, and everything is pretty and everything down here is nothing. So I make a conscious effort that I will go down there and sing, because it is legal for me to cross that stage with any truck. So I go down there, reach late, Lost Tribe up in the back by St. Paul Street. We head to St. Paul Street, and we cross the stage with Lost Tribe at Piccadilly. I haven't seen Piccadilly in years. Let me tell you how sweet that was, them fans in the back there. Look, Machel and St. Paul look so happy. I crossed with Lost Tribe. Then I get the phone call, hey, Hearts about to cross in the Queen's Park Savannah. That was our moment to cross the Queen's Park Savannah. Boom, we went up there. We pull up our Maxi by the Flavor Village. Maxi drop us off. We jump. We see Hearts. We going to see Hearts. Bam, in front of me, the A-Team band is jamming encore right on the threshold of the stage. The A-Team band who asked me, Machel, you think you'll come and jam with me? I said, boy, since Panasonic Express is, we don't play on the road. Roy Cape, All Stars, all they still play on the road. Who they play with? Yuma. I said, I didn't think Yuma like me so much, now, boy. There's that kind of, that used to be Iowa and Voice and them, that is their thing. So, they don't really welcome me, but we didn't have that relationship. But I had a relationship with A-Team. They just backed me for the whole year. Here I am seeing Zan, Joel Fevek Zan, a HD member, singing encore. Before they cross the stage, I decided to go and bless them. I made sure I did not stay on that truck as it hit the foot of the stage. I sang for them for 3 minutes, and I came down.
Right.
And I went into Hearts who were waiting for me, where I was requested to perform. I performed with Hearts, crossing the stage, and remember my Maxi Park over on the eastern side. So I had to walk back through the grandstand to get to the Maxi because now we're being told Tribe about to cross the Soca Drum. The band that I'm employed with.
So you're gone.
So I jump, I walk across. That's the footage that you're seeing, looking like Machel jump, like it looking like if I try to move from the west to the east to go back on some other truck. I went across there, jumping on my Maxi. We went down by the stadium, went up with Tribe on Soca Drum, had the most amazing time. I thought the Soca Drum wasn't going to be good because it didn't have the Gene Peck complex on it, but they had people in the stadium, it had people in the next part of the stadium. It was such a beautiful experience for me. Marvelous. I crossed with Tribe one time. Mm-hmm. That stage doesn't count, eh? You know that?
Right.
Good. So anyway, as we come off of that truck, we start to run now. We have an appointment with the mayor of Port of Spain. We head downtown. And I come up, the mayor meets me. He gives me the microphone. I say, Mr. Mayor, where am I performing? He said, you can perform on the road. You can perform in the stands. Or you want to go on a truck. I said, well, please put me on a truck. Man. Don't make me run in the road at my foot, my knees. You know, give me the truck. So here comes some band. We don't know who the band is. He goes, they ask them. That band is crossing the stage and playing voice song. I said, perfect. I wait. I let them finish play voice song because you know the rules. The first song that the band crosses the stage, that is the song I register.
Right.
I let them register the voice song. They give me a microphone. I climb up. I sing encore, which is now not registering. Mm-hmm. But I perform for the people of downtown. And I come down from that truck, and I think we went to rest. Or we went to eat lunch.
Okay.
After this now, somebody comes to the rest stop and asks me, Machel, you feel you could come and sing? No, not sing. Come and lime on my truck in Bliss now. Please come and lime on my truck. Listen, it have cameras, it have footage, it have people, it have WhatsApp messages. If you don't want to do it. Not go out there and say I was jumping from truck to truck, desperate to win the road match. I know I was winning the road match. I wasn't desperate. I knew that if I only tell Ole how I know that, Ole will be shocked. Because I knew he was good at putting the work, I knew we had the product, and I know we just had to get past the resistance.
Right.
Right? Let me finish. Now I go after lunch, walking on in Bliss, to go in this Bliss band, another Tribe band, come up on the truck to Lime. All of a sudden they come and they hand me a microphone like this. While I'm on the truck, I say, oh God, all here. Oh God, come now. I say, okay. I sing on this Bliss truck in St. James, no judging point. This is after the day, nowhere to judge. After that, the owner of one of the bands dragged me through the band to go and sing on our next Bliss truck. And I said to them, when I reach on the truck, all the speakers up to here, nobody can see me. I said, where am I going to sing? And I walk off, and I went and looked for my truck. Right. That is a total of Tribe on Monday, Hearts, the 18 for 3 minutes, the Candy Crush truck downtown, Bliss truck, and Lost Tribe, 6 trucks, and my truck, 7 trucks. Of those 7 trucks that I sang on, the Tribe on Monday on the stage counted, the Hearts on Tuesday on the stage counted, and the Lost Tribe in Piccadilly counted. 3 plays out of 171 plays. 3 out of 171. Where am I, this crackhead, desperate, everybody, this narrative that I jump in from truck to truck and I break any rules. People like Fireball, whose career I have started and helped start and fight for, have a narrative of putting up the rules and attacking Tuco. The young bloggers saying Machel shouldn't be doing that and this. I do understand what this is, but yet, you know what? I do understand what it is. To every force, there's an equal and opposite force. And because I go in so hard to try to break a 50-year record, you want me to stop? On the verge of greatness, I should stop? Is that what we want to teach our young people of Trinidad and Tobago? When you're on the verge of greatness, you must stop and give other people a chance? So then we'll have no greatness. No, nothing to chase. But guess what? I understand it. I understand it. A lot of people say certain things and they're not doing it. I'm not in competition, but I'm still on the road. But you're in the competition, you're not on the road. I am here. I am showing up for the culture and showing up for the people with no apologies and doing it by the book. And the work is there to prove it. And I just hope that, clearing that up.
Yeah.
I have one other little narrative I want to clear up to her. Because people really tend to put artists against artists. And I'm not holding anything in my mouth right now because I speak with respect. I don't mean any disrespect to Bungie Garlin. I don't mean any disrespect to Voice. These people, I have played a role in their careers. A significant role. It might be indirect, it might be direct. But, I don't know how to tell this story because I don't even know if they want me to tell the full picture, but I'll just say this. I was requested by the government of Trinidad and Tobago to perform at Flavor Village for free. Mm-hmm. I was requested. They asked me what was the available date I had. Monday Madness, gone. Tuesday night would have been guest night, but I had the premiere and I had Veil Vibes. I had two things to be at. My big documentary premiere for hours and then a performance which I was already paid for. Couldn't be Tuesday. Wednesday, Hyatt Lime, big show.
Yeah.
Thursday, Tribe Ignite, big show. I was about to go to India on Carnival Friday. I had Epic in the day on the ship and I had flights arranged to leave midday and get to India to perform for 140 million people online with Sadhguru. I was invited. For some reason, we had to go over it and ask ourselves, this could be a big moment, and we may be needed in Trinidad Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Can we sacrifice this? And we called them to their great disappointment and said, we're going to choose to stay home. So I had Friday night free. So I told them the only night I have free is Friday night. Where is this narrative that I choose Friday night to go up against Bungie Garlin to destroy his thing? And I didn't even know they were in the Queen's Park Savannah. I thought I was in Some Forge. I didn't even know it was Carnival Friday night. All this while I'm so busy, I'm not watching and plotting what other people doing. So there is this narrative out there that I am doing this and doing that and doing the other. And it used to hurt, but it stopped hurting. I get it. I understand it clearly, but I want to take, because I don't usually take the opportunity to clear it up. And then, bam, when I think I'm doing something good, here they come after. They wondering if the government pay me. So they didn't wonder if the government, Super Blue had a night, Patrice Roberts had a night, Bungie and Fiona had a night, Iowa had multiple nights, Swappy, Orlando, Voice had a night. No questions about if they were being paid. As soon as I have a night, there's a question about me being paid. So I'm not to be paid.
Well, maybe you can take it as a compliment. Maybe because you're...
Of course, I tell you, I take it as the fact that wherever there's a force, there's an equal and opposing force.
Yeah.
And I am coming full force. I am not coming halfway to do anything. I am proud of what I do. I am proud of my work ethic. I'm proud of my team. I have these people every night in my phone telling me how to win and what not to do. I don't want to disappoint my team. I have the biggest team working hours like slaves sometimes. I don't want them to come Ash Wednesday and be, boy, you're a man overwork and we come out with nothing, boy. I don't want to. No, I want them to feel like, yes, I want to prove that hard work pays. So that's it. Sorry for the long
Yeah,
rant.
that's okay.
Sorry.
I'm happy he got to say his piece.
I just want to add one thing to all of those little narratives that Machel sort of just shared right there. I think one of the reasons that I like to work with Machel is his willingness. I will get requests as his manager, and it is my duty to share them with him. And I have almost never heard him say no. Whether it's a visit to a school, which some people will think is a strategic move. No, someone asked, and he said yes. Someone asked him to come on the truck, and he said yes. The last request to go on the final truck, we actually said no multiple times, and they kept requesting, and we said, all right, fine, let's go.
Yeah.
And it really, in a lot of ways, disrupted our carnival experience. For our whole team, like 10 of us spent an hour trying to make that happen.
Yeah.
And we lost our hour of carnival. So his willingness is something that I think goes unrecognized and actually is flipped. And people create a negative narrative around it, where all he has done since, if you watch the documentary, when he says he didn't even really want to become an entertainer, but from the beginning, he just kept saying yes. Yes, I'll perform here. Yes, I'll do this. Yes, I'll do that. And he's doing it up until this day.
Yeah. All right. Well, we want to say congratulations to you, the entire team. Machel, we're happy that you felt safe in this space to, of course, share, how you felt, to talk about that journey, the entire team. Kino, our team has something for Machel on behalf of bmobile. Do you want to present it to him now?
The million?
No.
So early?
And then afterwards, we'll open up the floor for the media, right? Life is on, and you've been giving us performance. What is it? Thank you. So I know members of the media have a few questions for Machel and the team, so let's just give them like 5 minutes. Y'all good with that? Good with?
We could give them as long as they want. We have nowhere to go. We just went 12. We're on the mountaintop chilling. Or they ask everything now because they don't know when next they'll see us,
All right. Okay, go ahead. Y'all raise your hands, though, so that we don't have chaos. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Shivana 103.1 FM News. It's there. Machel, you mentioned that you are starting an initiative to nurture young musicians, young talent. Has this already started? And what does it mean? How are you choosing? What is your process? What is the initiative?
I'll pass that question to these learned gentlemen right here.
I'm happy you asked that because we've been working on this now for about a year. And we had an event last year where some media was there, and we announced that we were starting the process. And since that time now, we've done the back end work. We have filmed hours and hours of interviews with Machel, where he breaks down everything as part of his journey. We did this film called The Journey of a Soca King, Like a Boss, right? That was a film for people to watch and to be inspired. But now, which is in theaters right now across Trinidad and Tobago and in Guyana, we now have documented the process behind that journey, from songwriting, production, artist management, marketing, mental health, live performance, the full spectrum of Machel's journey, and really the journey of any artist. This was done in partnership with the government of Trinidad and Tobago, the European Union, the IDB Lab, and it was executed by the agency Kariri. And now we're happy to present, and I'll let Kino kind of take it from here, but we're happy to present that bmobile will be coming on board to help us launch this at a major event that we're going to be planning in the next few weeks, where the online edition of this will be launched. All of these modules where Machel has been interviewed, plus not only him, but all of his team members. So everyone that falls within those departments, including Mevon's a part of it. We've got Skinny Fabulous a part of it. Travis World. I've contributed some as an artist manager. So a lot of different team members have been interviewed, and their skill sets are being shared. And now that this has happened, we're going to add modules. We're going to continue to add modules to that as people register and sign up. I don't know if you want to add to that.
Thank you, Shi. And this for us at bmobile, just a few months ago, we launched something called the Future Leaders Program, where we pioneered for 600 young interns the opportunity to come into the workspace, learn about cybersecurity, learn about AI, learn about technology that's not for today but for tomorrow. And just like Machel and preparing for greatness, that lend us, it lend itself to what you call preparing the future leaders for tomorrow. And today I'm so proud and Chi, to thank Machel and his team for the opportunity to partner in really giving our young people the benefit of, the know-how behind the curtain. So we see greatness in front of you, but as Uncle said, what happens behind is what most people don't see. And through our network, through our ecosystem, we're going to be partnering with Machel and his team to bring that to the fore, not only for Trinidad, but the region and internationally. Every child out there should understand how soca music is born, how it's created, the ecosystem behind it, the financial systems behind it, the marketing, as she mentioned. But really and truly talk about innovation, we talk about the future of tomorrow. And our young people, our former students who recently got laptops, part of our partnership with the Ministry of Education that we're so proud of. We are going to be inspiring youths of tomorrow, today, with technology, the infrastructure, the know-how, and through Soundbridge, create a platform, and we're going to be partnering with our wider ecosystem, whether it be through apps, whether through taking children from school straight to watch the documentaries and understand what's happening, in a live setting. So all this is going to come very soon, and you hear more about it. But we truly, inspired to partner with Machel in this, and we keep saying we're giving them performance. Thank you, Chief.
The laptops that Kino was just talking about are all going to be loaded with this Soundbridge program, and a bigger announcement is going to come, but in partnership with bmobile, we're going to support thousands of young people through the education system and cultural groups and sports programs to be able to go see the documentary in the next week or so.
Soini Gray from Guardian Media. I know you addressed how incredulous it is that everybody could perform at Flavor and nobody questions if they're being paid, but I do think it's important. Can you just answer directly, have you been paid and how much was it? Second question, you didn't imply, I rather him, no offense. And also, secondly, you implied that you knew early on that you were going to win the road march and you kind of stopped yourself before you explained why. Could you be a little more explicit, how you knew?
Ole, I am rarely petty. Rarely. Firstly, our business practice is that we are not at liberty to discuss in general public what we are paid. We have our industry standard. We have our fair, what's call it? Most favored nations. We from, huh? Well, most favored nations is like what is the market standard, you know what I'm saying? Especially what we think we are worth. We have many ways we calculate this. But I'll tell you this. We have not yet been paid. We have also agreed to wait until whenever. Right? We have also paid our people who performed out of our pocket for that. And we understand the financial burden of the country right now. So we actually even went lower than a third of what we charge. Lower than a third, I could promise you that. I'll just say it because I understood what it was about. But it's not like we could get up and mobilize our entire unit for free. People work for us. So we must get paid because we have to pay those people. In those situations, we don't pay ourselves. Right? So that's the system. And I think most of the artists across the board understood that. Because this was a government initiative that we saw that was actually doing something for the people who didn't have the opportunity to see Carnival. There was some artists who didn't have shows. That was helping them too. So why would we look at something that is doing good and not? If I had not performed, they'll say Machel feel it too good.
Yeah.
And I could go deeper into this story, how spiritual this story was, because I was just walking past there that morning. I saw Super Show, I saw Patricia, I said, wait, they must be thinking they could never get me here. But if they only know. And it was that morning that it was brought up to me. So this is something bigger happening here. Your other question was what?
How you said earlier.
Okay,
you
how I knew.
Yeah.
Okay, I know they didn't want us to come up here with these red bottles and sorry.
Yeah.
But this is our album cover. This is our album cover. And if you go and you get the graphic and you pinch, you go just pinch on your phone and you go all the way into right here by my neck, on my chin, you'll see a pendant saying 12. And this was released on February 6th. Right? And the pendant is there. And I told you make it really, 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 really small. Because I'm betting on us. And we want to, as a covenant, we make it with one another. We betting we will do everything possible to make this 12 happen. You ever see in the NBA, right after the Chicago Bulls win, they have hats and they have jerseys already?
Printed, yeah.
You didn't see Machel and Soca Monarch when we win like a boss. We had hats and jerseys. If you think it could believe it will happen.
Yeah.
That's how I knew. And then now, when I thought it was small enough and nobody can see it, and one day they might zoom in and find it, he gonna blow up a whole billboard. And if you pass by Roxy and you look, you're seeing 12 right there in front of your face on my neck. So I'm just saying, this is, let me get weird now. This is what you call quantum physics. The wave, it is a wave. Is it a wave or is it a particle? A particle is matter. A wave is something that is in the process of becoming. Is it a wave? Yes, it is a wave when you're thinking that you're going to do it. But when you wake up and you decide to do it, when you decide to follow the rules and put yourself visibly where you need to be on every truck, at every stage that you are entitled to, for the benefit of people, you are supporting your campaign 100%. You are doing your best to win. Do not go out there and do halfway to win. You will not win, young people. When we play in football, our only objective is to get that ball in that goal as many times as possible. Whoever gets it in the goal as many times as possible will win. And then we must come off the field and shake each other's hands nobly and just try again the next time. That's what I'm doing. There is nothing wrong with that. Do not let people tell you, don't try hard enough. Stay home and lie down. Do this, do that. No, get out there and do what is fair and what is in your best interest.
How about succession planning for Soca? How do you feel about that? Because some of the criticism has been masking, oh, he's trying to take everything. But what do you feel about the state of Soca? And could you be more explicit in your role on what the future should be and how you can direct that future?
If I was trying to take everything and I was insecure, would I put 2 other road march contenders in the race, including Paris Coutin, that take away 4 plays from my numbers? Not Jay and them. But I'm saying, I had another horse in the race that took 4 plays away from me. Let's look at it this way. Let's be real. Let's say Machel, Machel, Voice, Bungie, first, second, third. You know the numbers, right? 171, 127, 97. That's 395. 171 is 43% of 395. 127 is 32% of 395. And 97 is 25% of 395. If I say I come out of the race to give the youths a chance, I come back in the race and take the chance away from the youths, I take 97 plays away from them. If Voice had gotten 80% of that 97 plays, he would have beat me. Think about that. Nobody says anything. Nobody talks about integrity. Nobody talks about keeping your word. Everybody talk about me and giving you a chance. I giving you a chance. I give Paris Coutin a chance. I don't even want to say this one. Mila Caribe, Skinny Fabulous, Angelo Gore, Corinne Clark, Voice, Soca Synergy, Soca Star. I invest all my money in Synergy TV. My whole office pay all the staff salary for many months when there are no money. I hold up Synergy. I was part creator of Soca Star that launched Fireball, Voice, Trinidad Killer, Kimber Sozano, Swappy. How is this narrative living that I don't do anything for the youths? Where is this coming from? This is coming from false narrative, false perception, and because I am still in the race looking young and nice and fresh.
Yeah.
You dig? Dig.
Yeah. Well, we just have a few more minutes because we want to do some photo ops, and I feel like...
No, it have questions. Don't try to... don't stop the questions, because you see, after this, I go in a cave.
Okay.
Okay.
Just real quick, I want to address the Flava question. Obviously, there's confidentiality. Yes, we have not been paid yet. It will come. But there were partners that helped us produce that level of a production. When Machel touches a stage, the amount of people it takes when he steps out the door, whether he's doing an interview or a live performance, and a live performance like that, we met and we said, okay, what are we going to deliver? What show are we going to deliver? And we said we want to deliver almost like a Machel Monday level show. You know how many guest artists came through, how much flags were in the crowd, the drone show. We had partners like bmobile that stepped up, Crick stepped up. We needed that support to deliver that show, and not one time was the consideration financial to do that. It was the only financial consideration for us doing that show was the state of financial for the people that don't have access to go to these fetes that are sometimes $600 that we do get paid to go and perform at. So we wanted to give something back for the people. And this was the only way to do it, was a public, private, earned revenue. We had to sell some merch, and half of it we were giving out. We were figuring out ways to deliver a show at the maximum level for free.
Always. One more, I promise. One more. Because you didn't really answer the succession plan. I wanted to ask.
Too much encores.
I wanted to ask. Hidden performance.
You choked us?
I wanted to ask, but when you look at the state of soca, as a veteran and someone with your level of expertise, you just came out of UTT, we haven't even discussed that enough. What do you think about the state of soca as an industry, especially when you compare it to genres like Afrobeats, etc., etc.? Because you've done a lot of work with Afrobeats
Let me answer
people.
quick. 100% positive that we're going in the right direction. It had a lot of great music from young people on this radio. People like Kisto, people like Mila Caribe, people like Zebi, people like Kimi. That's a great songs from young people. I don't know where people get in this panic that young people not getting a chance. They were all out there shining. Voice had a hit. Voice needed a hit. FBE Full Blown, who are writers who've been writing for me and for Voice and for Kes, now have their own songs and thriving. Young brother who they help write for is now a big established artist. This Machel Teja, big hit songs. Nyla Blackman, Nadia Batson, Coutin, Paris Coutin. Why are we not celebrating what is right in front of our eyes? A thriving industry, so much music playing. I hardly hear Encore on the road. Encore was basically for the stage, and I know mad at that. Me and Jeff was saying, boy, you hear the song today? I say, I on my truck, and they even playing Encore. Yeah, that's a good thing, We want it on the stage, let it wait. You know what I mean? What we going to do, we're going to try to push the government as much as we could. We're going to push the private sector, but we're going to make ourselves available, and we're going to try to enhance what the young people are already doing. And it is positive. And now is the time. Next question.
Yes, Sividat Prasad, Talk City 91.1 FM. In your documentary, Like a Boss, you did mention when the Zen incident, after the judgment, when TSTT bmobile pulled their sponsorship, you were devastated. Now that you are back on board, more or less, how does that feel?
If your wife leave you and come back, how will you feel?
Excellent answer.
I feel like I just win $1 million.
Yeah, man.
I am happy to do positive things. I don't look back. I look forward. And we look forward to what we're about to do. We have just reached a point where we could breathe. It is going to take somebody in the next 50 years to try to break that record. It might be shorter, but we don't think that that is the record that needs to be broken. We think we need to take soca globally, and we have to focus on that. How do we do that? When they asked me about bringing back Soca Monarch, I told them no. They still went ahead. They tried something kind of way. It didn't last a year. I don't know what happened, but they wasn't listening to me. I said to them, the young people need an injection of skills, knowledge, technology, and mentorship, and guidance, and exposure to what is happening in the world out there for us to know where we at in terms of relevancy to that and push ourselves forward. Yeah?
Jewel Brown, TV6 News.
Jewel Brown.
That was actually pretty good. What would you say would have been the most, about 3 things I want to just get clarified from you. One is, what would have been the most difficult thing for you in this particular road march competition, the biggest challenge you faced?
Ah, boy. Just the, I don't know how to say this on camera, but just people coming out and saying that this song was dog shit. You know, somebody really, out there, people out there, listening to this guy's work. Somebody write Come Home, Stage Gone Bad, Party. I mean, we mustn't go out there and just, if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. But to actually look at lyrics like, you're only as good as your last performance, and we chasing greatness. Last year was good. When I heard this song, I was impressed. I am hard to impress. Can't nobody just impress me just so. When I heard the music these fellas put down, I know what he did. I know exactly what he did. I just go through every single track. And I hear how they're working in tandem. When we came here on October 25th to receive the Road March money, maybe a month later, they had no song for me. They had nothing. They were the last people to hand in. Colonel hand in his. I had the Paris Coutine in my hand. I was trying to cover all my bases. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. I went for Super Blue. I'm trying to cover my bases and watch because I saying, boy, by the hook or the crook, by any means necessary is 12. Set like I'm a PP. And when I heard this, I had to deliver the bad news to everybody else. This is it. My paws raised. People, I will just win 2014, 2015, 2016 Road March. And 2017, they say, Machel is singing. And they will drop you. You're only as good as your last performance. Remember that. The lyrics in the song make my paws raise, make me want to cry. I felt it. Sometimes people telling us it's too intelligent. We want to be fully danced. We want to be done. We just want to drink and wine. And we trying to elevate. So we have to fight for that. We have to fight for that to be the narrative. And I know we had an extra hard fight because our song wasn't Bacchanal. Somebody said it real good. They like the Bacchanal songs. Our own kind of polish Jefferson, kind of convent vibes. You know, I kind of polish. Carnival come back home. Oh. It had a catch in the Carnival come back home was my song. Kyle sent it to me. And I tell him it's too much Yankee and too much pop thing. And nah, you have to change that. And he said, I could change it. And I believe in it. He said, well, you have 2 weeks. I said, nah, you can't give me 2 weeks. You can't give me 2 weeks. And they say if it's not 2 weeks, they're taking it back. And it was supposed to be Machel and Destra. And it was Skinny and Nyla. And we could have not done better. I'll tell you this right now. On November the 20th, I was sent. I can't believe myself. It was sent to me by one of my team members. And I turned it down again for the same reasons. But guess what? The week before Sting and the Voice didn't have no song, he needed that. If he didn't have that, what would his season look like? He needed it. So the universe know what need to be where. It fell into his hands. I could have never put a woman and a woman and a woman and a woman and a woman because my wife will kill me. So therefore, you cool yourself. Yeah. So it's like, what is for you is for you, what is not for you is for you. And everybody else must get vibes too. We're not here to clamp down people's vibes. I just know I had the horse, the real horse. So I work my angle and I let them work their angle. And I believe in my angle. I have this song called Party. A poet on the Instagram said it the best. Universality.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about Ariman and Tando. And similarly, when we were talking about Savannah Grass versus, I used to tell him, no, Savannah versus Soca Kingdom. I used to tell him, oh, you're just in the Savannah. We in the whole kingdom. I used to get him, when Kes had Savannah Grass, I said, you talking about the grass in the Savannah, we talking about the whole family. Skinny, Fabulous, and St. Vincent, we regional. That's our next thing too. Why they always changing the rules after I do something? Why don't we change it before? How Common was a road march contender? Yes. And it was Skinny and Nyla alone. When the rules, when it was with Machel, it was, oh, it have a Vincent Sean and a 2000 and they're watching the rules. They always have a way to try to see how it's not, not legal. And after that, no more, we hear nothing more about that. So I just saying that, this was a question? Julie question. So right. So the biggest challenge was people just teaming up against us. People said our song wasn't good. After the first day release, it was being hailed as something such great, but when they realized we're looking like we're going to win, they say we're going to fight. I see competitors teaming up together. I see people supporting, who they say they wouldn't support, and then one day put them along that support and grab them back. I see big artists declaring this person is the road march champ, trying to inveigle the public to choose them. It was hard, and there was some other things I wouldn't talk about that was happening to us. Fighting against certain things that we had to really, really fight. But we fought with love and we fought with integrity. We didn't call anybody name. We didn't do anything bad. We just keep ramping up our game. A man say, Machel spending money. Machel spending money advertising. Yes, young people, spend your money on yourself. Bet on yourself. And if you do have your money, get other people money. Once they believe in you and they believe you're doing something just and something good, our message resonated with people like Stamina. Blue Waters registered with people like bmobile, registered with hard-working people like Cricks, Vital Supply. And that we stood on.
Right.
And we stood on just drill it. I felt when the break reached high at Limelight, when everybody was singing it. After a while, we still seen one or two stand up in the crowd sweat because they want woman and rum. And they so. And I tell them, I'll see you all in 2 weeks. I'll see you all in 3 days. I'll see you all, boy. Some of them only show up Carnival Tuesday morning. When they realize water thicker than mud, what does it say? Blood thicker than water? When they realize, boy, I don't want to pass this Carnival Tuesday without a good watermelon flower, sorry. You dig? So sometimes it's a lot going on, Joe. We under a lot of pressure. Some nights we coming home, and if we do have good family members and to hug us up and love us up and make us feel appreciated and good team members, we just feel like everybody against us. But we didn't give up.
Is there anything you would like to see changed in terms of how the road march is determined? Some people would say, for example, in addition to the judging situation, in the 21st century about online polling among masqueraders or anything like that?
I think that behind me now. That's not my job. That is for those who it's in front of to decide. Go and set out all your parameters. Don't like the competition when it's working for you, and then don't like it when it's not working for you. Set the parameters, agree to it, and then be be a noble warrior. Don't complain when it ain't go your way or when somebody do something wrong or did it, but you're in it and that is not real warrior spirit. That is not competitive, integrity. So I am saying that however they want that competition to be, well, go ahead. The road match is the song that is played the most times to cross the stage. It is misconstrued that the road match is the biggest song for the carnival on the road. My song was not played the most on the road. Maybe have a next prize for the song played the most on the road. If it's prize or they want and prize or they want and prize or they want. But right now, this road match prize, we just split this up and we could barely feed the dog. And I don't have a dog. Right? But to be honest, it's not no big set of money or nothing. It's a kind of thing. And you could win the road match and not even get shows throughout the year. You understand what I'm saying? It could be like that. I've seen this happen. All I'm saying is, I'm telling you all, everybody in this industry, everybody in Trinidad and Tobago, and everybody in soca music, we have bigger fish to fry. We have a sound that is destined to follow right after Afrobeats, which is following right after reggaeton. You have people like Burna Boy out there. You have people like Bad Bunny out there. We are right upon that. Let us do what is necessary. Give me a moment with my team. Let me pull back a little bit. I'm not retiring. I am pulling back to put my energies in other places that it is needed for the advancement of this music. I've always been there. I've always been that person doing that. And it ain't going to change no time soon.
Right. So
And in light of that point, the final question from me, what would be your message to, let's say, those who you had competed against in terms of, let's say, second and third in the road match, be it Voice, Bunji Garlin, other artists, in terms of what you have just said?
I am the biggest Bunji Garlin and Voice fan. The biggest. They are not normal. They are not normal artists. They are big artists. They are consistent. Bunji Garlin has the ability to put words together with melodies, not just lyrics. He's not just a lyricist. He's put some of the greatest melodies together. This one here, playing. You ready for the road? Carry it. All the melodies. I am impressed by his work. I love Bunji Garlin work. It's just that when it comes down to the competitiveness and the this versus that, I keep saying to them, they really look at me like if we sit on the same bench. Bunji Garlin is 20 years in the business. Voices, 10 years in the business. I am 44. I'm the uncle. Sometimes I say I'm the daddy. They should respect me in a certain way, like how I respect my elders. I respect Lord Kitchener, respect Shadow, respect Calypso Rose. I do not, you will see nowhere Machel stepping out on David Rhoda or stepping out on anybody else. And I respect them the same way. I understand what Pekong is and I understand, but there's a certain way to go about when you're competing to keep it clean, to keep it noble, and to keep it true. To thy own self be true. What is the issues? Let's really, really be true about it.
yeah.
And I don't want to be the issue. I love Voice writing. I love his messages. I love his melodies. I think they are just as good as Machel Montano.
All right. So final question, right? Machel, of course, we want to tell you congratulations again. We are happy to have you as part of the bmobile family. So coming back home is, I think, even perfect leading up to, of course, you winning this. I think it's a perfect marriage. And, of course, we look forward as well, bmobile, the entire team, to working with you. We have so much work to get done.
Let's get to the priest and the church and the ring.
Yeah, so any final words before we wrap?
I just want to thank the media for coming out today. I hope what I've said hasn't rubbed anybody the wrong way. I really try to be peaceful about this, and this is not a normal moment. This is a moment in Trinidad and Tobago's history. Should be marked like Hasely Crawford winning a gold medal, or Keisha Walcott winning a gold medal, or Brian Lara breaking 375 sobers. I hope I get a little house, a diplomatic passport like Skinny and all them. At least get back my bus route pass. I just hope for one Trinidad and Tobago will recognize us as hard-working entertainers in the music industry, in the arts. We're not oil, okay? We understand we're not oil. We understand we're not Olympic sports. But we really bringing people to this country every year when we put out music and we work hard and we feel a little underappreciated. But we're still going to keep going and keep striving. One day, you'll see us with a Grammy in our hand. Or they will see us at the Super Bowl. And you'll ask yourself, where was I? What did I do to help make this? Don't let us have to wait 50 years for the next Machel Montano, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a couple things I'd love to just share. We are about to announce Encore World Tour. But before that, Machel will be at Champs in concert on Saturday. Then we go to Jamaica, Ghana, Uganda, St. Martin, Guyana, Bermuda, St. Kitts, St. Lucia, Antigua, Barbados, New York, which will be announced and tickets on sale very soon for our Central Park show, and then Grenada and Belize. We also have a commemorative bottle. Our partner Stamina Energy is releasing on Monday bottles with a celebration of Machel's 12 encore wins, and then all of the projects that we're doing with bmobile.
Yeah. All right, everybody, thank you for coming. Thank you for all your time, Machel, and for spending the evening with us. Okay. Yeah, photo time.
Once we touch stage, once we touch